All right. This is the final episode or segment on scheduling. John, Jeff, John, whatever. You've seen enough of us.
Is that the biggest trigger word?
Scheduling. Trigger word. We've got coaches out there that are scared to death of that word.
Anytime we want you to see something or read something, we just write that word on.
And don't tell them. They'll be coming in here, crashing the doors. The schedule's on the back of this board.
It is. Oh,
But we don't know how many teams we have. We don't know how many we're going to have, but we've got a schedule out there. Okay, let's talk about scheduling. Okay? But before we get into scheduling, back to the context part of this. For 55 years, the Ute Conference scheduled district versus district. Now, if we go back to the very beginning, there was no such thing as B teams. It wasn't until about 8 years in that we started having B teams.
was that about the same time they got helmets?
It's about the same time that they took the leather off and went to some polymer plastic thing. Okay, but if we were Alta playing, we would play another district. We would play Cypress. But over the last 12 or 13 years, we know that we have a lot of blowouts. 60% of our games are blowouts, district playing district. Because your gridiron team might be great, but your Mighty Mite team may not be not so much. And your Pee Wee team, sorry, they're just not on, they're almost not even A caliber. But it was done Alta versus Cypress. A teams, then the advent of the B teams, and now we have more B teams than we actually have A teams in a lot of cases. So we said, this isn't working. So in 2020, the COVID year, after the first 5 games, so we did district versus district in the first 5 games, then we went and we reshuffled the deck. We said, all right, we want the best playing the best, the medium playing the medium, and the next tier down playing each other. So we reset it. We refined it last year because we started running rankings. And the rankings weren't out there because we wanted to be the Jimmy the Greek. We just wanted parity. We wanted games to be closer because we were having so many blowouts. We want every kid, every team to walk on the field and have an opportunity to compete. We don't care who wins because no one gets better in a blowout. Nobody gets better in a blowout. So we refined it. But even last year, we had some issues. We had some teams start out the season, and they're blowing people up. Then we reset them, and then they got blown up. Well, that wasn't a great experience either. In fact, we had a couple coaches kicked out, a couple still upset, got kicked out in their last game. Now they got to serve suspensions for this coming year. So again, this is a work in progress. We're continuing to refine it each year.
But it did get better, right?
It did. It got a lot better. Oh, our games got a lot better. But again, we were still doing the district versus district in the first 5 games. That is gone in this new concept. This new concept is a competitive concept. So what we've done over the last couple of years is we've said, all right, we got 70 teams in a division. We're going to go 1 to 70. Now, this is not hard and fast, but we're going to rank them 1 to 70 all along a big line. And we're going to put in some breaks here, here, and here. And we're going to say the teams from here and here, well, we don't want them playing teams over here. We don't want this team here, the number 1 team, playing anything less than somebody right here. We want them playing all in between there. But we want a number 20 or a 21 team to be able to play here, 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 and here. We want to give a good cross section. So let's say hypothetically you were 21. We want them playing a 30, but we also want them playing a 4. Because we want to see if they can hang with this team. And then after 5 games, we're going to reshuffle the deck and we're going to reset. But what this does now is hopefully gives us a better spectrum. Now let's go to the low end. Let's go to the other end. Let's say we have an A team that's an A team in our other diagram. It's number 46.
A small one.
It's a small district. And you got a bunch of B teams, B1 teams, that are ahead of this A team. Well, it's their only team. This is better served playing some B2 to B6 teams from big districts, because remember, these are all even. B2 is not better than B6 in the new drafting format. But we want this team playing with the B teams and the B2s all the way to the B6s.
And they might get a taste. They're going to get a taste a little up too.
But they'll go up, and then they'll go down, and then we'll get a better idea of who they should play. Because when it comes to championships, yes, we want great playoff and championship games. We want these kids, John, we want them to have the best experience they can have. And we're willing to go to the work to give them that experience. We want this experience to be burned into their brain for the rest of their lives. We want their Little League experience phenomenal. And we're working on some other things. Game day, those are for another day, but we want this game experience. So, we want number 1. We don't want him playing any more than, I don't know, 16 to 20. Because we don't want him playing 32 just because we used to do that. That's not a good game. It's not a good game for 32, and it's not 1 for 1. But we want number 18 to see what it's like to play number 5. We want...
Well, you never know, because 18 could be
the new
next
number 1.
5, number 1, yeah.
Absolutely.
Things change.
Because things are changing so rapidly and areas of growth are happening. So Cedar Valley, that's where your neck of the woods. You had 200 kids, you're going to blow past 320 this year. You're going to have 3 teams in a lot of age groups.
Should be all of them.
You've never had that before down there.
Nope. New experience for me.
So, again, we don't want this B2 team from CV playing a B1 team right now from Mountain Ridge. It's not going to be a good game. But it might be a really good game if that B2 team with 45 players in the final 15 is playing Kearns's B team. Because that's what's left over, that's what's left over. And we want these kids growing on the field.
We'll try to stretch these B teams a little too, so we get a better idea of, they can be all over the place.
And the other thing is, we don't want teams, we're going to try as hard as we can to line them up so they don't play twice.
Yes.
But we got to test them up front, then test them again, and then really test them. Because when you win a championship in the Ute Conference, whether it's the Ute Conference Championship, or it's the Ute Bowl, or the Cougar Bowl, or the Thunderbird Bowl, we want you tested all along the way. Jeff, John, this concludes our scheduling. We hope this helps clear things up.
It's going to be a good year, Jeff.
Gives you a better idea of all the thought that we put into this year round, because we want this to be the best experience for the kids. We're out.
See ya.